What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at the trades I made on the day, which wasn't many. This was a pretty slow day for me, and it was primarily because I was 100% laser focused on just one stock, and that was SES, knowing that it would probably squeeze, but somehow still ending up red. Idiot! But now I'm green, so it's good. But, so frustrating sometimes. Let's get into it. You guys are going to love it. All right, here's SES. Bada boom, bada bang. So we wake up in the morning. We wake up. We come look at the stock. Holy cow, SES is up pretty big this morning. This is a stock with potential. I'm long on the stock right now. My current, where is it at? Current position is, what is it? Current position is about 3,000 shares. I'm up about $4,000, 3,700 on it. And my open P&L is 3,750. My actual P&L is 1,500. I was down quite a bit on the stock today, about 2,500 or something. Down on the stock for my first trade on the day, which went green and I was up 3,000, ended up being down 2,500. So we're going to walk through all of that and we're going to explain why I didn't sell out, why I turned a really good green trade into a red trade, showing you that I jumped the gun too early on my entries, which maybe had to hold through some pain, but what the important significance is behind the whole stock and why I was willing to hold and let a $3,000 winner go to a loser, which looking back now is kind of stupid, but it is what it is. But it all makes sense in the end. Once you kind of see it, you're like, yeah, well, it makes sense, and I see why you did all that, right? So even though it could have been an even better day, we're never perfect. All right, so this is the daily chart. All right, this thing was opening up with a strong gap, okay? Look at how strong this gap is going up, and it's just starting to get over let me draw the resistance lines. So it was just starting to get over the resistance here at $10, and it was getting over the resistance here at like 11. So this has the potential to squeeze. Look at the potential it had last time. Look at how big the move was. That allows us or tells us that this stock can be volatile and it can have big jumps. Because if we look back and see this thing jump 26 bucks, yeah, this thing has the potential to have really big moves. So if it can get over this resistance and it squeezes out the long-term short sellers, then there is a strong chance that we can see this have an explosive move up. All right, so now that we know that, let's look at maybe like the 4-hour chart. All right, when we look at the 4-hour chart from this point of view, you can see obviously we're breaking through the resistance. Cool, we know that. When we come in, we look at the 1-minute chart. Let me put the resistance levels on here. So let's draw one out at 10. We'll even draw one out here at like 885, and we'll put one here at 11. When we go in and look at this chart, what are you going to come to find? Look at all the interaction points, right? So we have the first one here, 11, which gets smacked down. We go and retest 11, gets smacked down. At 885, 9 kind of area, we're kind of holding that support, and then eventually we rip. So I have a strong feeling that we're going to be seeing this stock at maybe 15, 16 tomorrow, 14 to 15 to 16 tomorrow, and potentially even 20. It definitely has that sort of potential, at least right now. Okay, so now what I want to point out is my trades. Let me go in and put them on. And then we got to look at this on a 1-minute chart. All right, so my first trade in like the beginning of the day was just like a small like bounce trade. I was up a couple $100. This one many of you guys saw pre-market when I did my analysis. So this one I was up like a couple $100, sold out one, okay? Then it drops down. I start buying this dip. And then I add here thinking we're about to squeeze. Well, I'm wrong. I'm wrong on like a 3,000 share position. So then it drops down and I'm instantly red big time. And I'm basically holding throughout this whole period. And then we squeeze all the way back up, which I figured we probably were going to do. And then I anticipated we were going to be breaking the 11 mark and then going on a really big push, like towards 16, 15. 16, 15, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 bucks. That's what I thought. Well, what did I think? I mean, we got up to 1250 and we're still cruising after hours. So far I'm not wrong. I just timed it wrong, unfortunately. So I start getting long in these dips. This squeezes up. I'm up like $3,000, and then it comes back down, rolls over, and I get shook out. I basically got shook out right there. That was just me getting shaken out. And when I say shaken out, it's not that I got shaken out. I did, but it was a legitimate shakeout. That's what happened there. That's what it was an actual shakeout. It's called shaking the tree, where the market shakes the stock, shakes the weak hands. And unfortunately, I was one of the weak hands in that shakeout today. It would have been very hard for me to predict that this was going to be the outcome from that move, right? But anyways, so I start getting long, end up turning a green trade of $3,000 all the way into a red trade of like 2,500. You get the point. All right. So let me talk about this. I start buying in the dips here, buying in the dips. We break over 10, I add. So you can see here, I get 1,500 shares at 960. I get another 500 shares at 10, or 1,500 shares up here at 1009. And I add another 100 shares in here at 952. So I have a really decent position. That's 2,500, 100. So it's like a 2,600 share position. All right. This comes down. Oh, and I think I even add more. Yeah, there's another 100. So it's about a 2,700 share position. Okay. So we come down, we smack down. It gets really bearish. Doesn't break down. We go back up. Comes down, looks really bearish, smacks down here, gets bought up. Looks again very bearish, smacks down, gets bought up. Then we kind of curl, do the squeeze. So what was going on during this time period is we had a bunch of people selling short, basically betting it's going to go down, 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 doesn't break down, goes into a big short squeeze. I thought this was going to bring us up to over the highs, and we were going to do a cup, handle, and another breakout, just as we had seen on the stock ITCI. Let me put it on here. Hold on. Just as we had seen on the stock ITCI. Jeez, Connor, get it together, bud. What is that? So we're going to have to go to like 20 days, 1 minute. All right, there we go. Just as we had seen on the stock ITCI that I had to repeat myself a billion times. Here we go. So yeah, just as we've seen the stock ITCI. Again, curl up to top, cup and handle, and boom. That's what I was kind of envisioning, something of that nature. Not maybe exactly that, but something of that nature. So now we go back and look at SES. So you can see SES was doing something similar. I mean, it took a long time to do it, squeezed up, and I thought we were going to get that rip. So that is why I held that big position that whole time and through that pain. Or wait, that's why I didn't sell out, excuse me. That's why I didn't sell out here when I was up, because I figured we were going to keep ripping, just like we're doing now in after hours trading. So now you're asking, well, Connor, how is it that you were able to hold through all those down drops? And I did this trade completely live in our trading group with all of our members, and they got to see me sit for an hour down $3,000. Not comfortable. I mean, no one's comfortable being down a couple $1,000s. It doesn't feel good, but you can ask them. I was very calm, and I was walking through the whole trade, and I'm like, this is probably what's going to happen. We just got to sit. I was too early. And so a lot of the traders in our room made decent money on this move. And then, of course, anybody who held with me too long, we lost. But for the traders that did take profit, they made a good amount of money on that move today. So what we have here is basically a short squeeze setting up. We have these really aggressive down moves that people short into, and all the candles get sucked up. Shorted into, sucked up, shorted into, sucked up, shorted into, sucked up, shorted into, sucked up. All right, so the way to kind of identify that is, look at the stock. And let me take the trades off now. Here we go. Right, here we go. There we go. Right. Let me take the trades off and now just look at this. Think about it. Super bearish candle. Looks very bearish. Just trails up. Super bearish candle. Looks like it's going to break down. Sucked up. Rolling over. Looks like it's going to kind of wedge out and just snap down. Sucked up. Back down. Holding. Snaps down. Sucked up. Rolls over, looks really, really bearish, like it's a descending triangle pattern. It's going to get smoked and sucked up. What you're noticing is that tells you when you're seeing really aggressive candles down and it's just getting sucked up instantly, there's somebody buying those shares. And the way that I explained it in our private group this morning, we're trading this. I'm like, guys, you can think of this the way that this stock is operating right now. You can think of it like this. Each one of these down candles, it's super aggressive and scary. It's like Freddy Krueger running at you, trying to kill you. It's like a serial killer trying to run at you and kill you with a bunch of knives, and you're charging at him, right? Think about it. These are a bunch of, again, this is like Freddy Krueger and Jason and Michael Myers coming to kill you, and you're charging right at him. Like, who in their right mind charges at a psychopath with wielding a knife, getting ready to slit your throat open, kill you? You don't do that. It's crazy. But for whatever reason, that's what was happening here. We're getting these crazy down moves. Next thing you know, sucked up. We're charging into the scariness. That can be an early indication of a short squeeze move just like that. Now, the reason I'm holding this is because the way that the stock is set up on the daily chart and the way that it's performed before tells me it has the potential to have a move maybe up to 15 to this red candle, or 16 or something like that. So that's why I'm holding, right? So I'm up almost $6,000 on the trade. Imagine if I would have took my $3,000 profit trade earlier and then so that's the what if game, but we don't play the what if game. And then I'll talk to you guys about now this was a shit show. What I did later in the day wasn't even good. I bought some shares here, dip bought, sold some there. That was decent. I was basically buying, and then sold some there. And then I basically got all flustered. I seen that it was breaking out, and then I got scared of how it performed earlier, and I thought that it might happen again. So then I sold out my position. So then I bought in a position. I sold out a position. I'm like, Connor, stop being an idiot. You know exactly what's happening. You were wrong the first time, but look at how it's come back on the day. If it didn't want to go higher, it wouldn't be doing what it's doing right now. Stop being an idiot. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Think logically. Smack the big trade and just let it ride. And so here we are after hours, making quite a bit more money. I do believe we can see this continue into pre-market tomorrow. I'm just really hoping that we open up tomorrow with a $2 gap or something, or 2, 3, and just runs in the morning, couple points. That would be ideal for me. All right. So that is that. And then I'm just going to quickly touch on the other couple things that I did today, which was basically AMD. There was one trade here on AMD. So I was tutoring at the time of this trade, and we were talking about breakouts, and I'm like, oh, hey, look at AMD setting up really nicely. So at the time, I just took 1,000 share entry, kind of showed them how it breaks out. And so sold 700 shares there, sold 150, and then I kept the 150 shares on and just let it ride. And there we are, up another $175. So total trade is about 300, and we're holding into after hours tomorrow with the market running into all-time highs. I mean, look at how strong the buying was before the end of the year, right? Look at how strong we ripped up today towards the end of the day. This has strength. When the market has strength like this, it's a good idea to be holding long on some positions because the market makes stocks move up. And then, also I had the position on Roku that I still have on from the other day. And that's cruising on up too. And I believe with the market, how it's performed, we're going to see Roku kind of pushing up towards this 140 tomorrow, maybe breaking over, but probably hitting resistance there. And that's where I might look to close out or hold. Who knows? So that one's up, pretty decent amount too. So nonetheless, kind of a crazy trading day. Wasn't really easy. Oh, there was also this. Excuse me. There was something on LK too. I traded LK as well. I lost $100 for $1,000. So I lost 10 cents. It was basically a trade right here that I tried to get long on, and it just was just basically pointless. Shouldn't even have been trying. It was just stupid. So anyways, there was that. Yeah. So those are all the trades, and kind of a crazy day. It was definitely a really interesting day. And so the cool part about all of it is getting into SES way too early, holding through all the pain, and really just showing traders, walking them through this, it's going up. Even though it looks terrible, it's probably going up. Gotta hold it, even though we're down. And if it does break more, you're gonna lose. You gotta just be patient, read it. Try not to be emotional. Logically think about what's going on in front of you, how the stock is set up, what traders are doing. I was too early. So it was really cool to be able to show that in real time. So other than that, guys, that's all I have for you. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. Hit the thumbs up before you go, and I will see you guys on the next video. Everybody, take care.